We disconnected. See if it's working. Do I hear the sound? Gotta check. We disconnected. There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna get to that direct mail today. WDMA. Here we go. I don't know why it disconnected. Who knows? But here we go. This is a commercial for the Dutch State Lottery. It says, "Don't wait for happiness to happen to you." And so the young man is coming over to see his dad in the nursing home. And
Je vader zit daar.
Thanks.
Father's in there.
Pa, ik moet je iets vertellen.
I gotta tell you something. He brings out the picture of them taking a trip long ago.
Nee, dat is toch veel te duur.
Ik heb hem gewonnen.
It says too expensive.
Staatsloterij.
He said, "I won the state lottery." You did? So he puts him in an airplane. They fly out to Lapland, I think it is. And very, very cold. He buys him a nice new jacket. And they go on a sled ride, dog sled ride. Having a great time. Some ice fishing, sauna, naked sun, and playing in the snow.
So I won't waste my time on waiting.
They hugs. And he's back at the nursing home telling everybody about
Nog
what he
gefeliciteerd,
saw.
hè? Met de staatsloterij.
The nurse says, "Congratulations on winning the lottery." Yeah,
Moet ik nog wel eerst winnen.
I still have to win it.
I won't
Zie je volgende week.
So he told his dad
waste my
that he won, but
time
he
on
really
waiting
don't wait for luck to happen.
anymore.
Okay, New Year's Eve lottery jackpot, $30 million. Wow, that's something. Anyway, so he didn't really win the jackpot, but he decided to spend his money on his dad. You know, so I hope my kids see that. I don't think any of them play the lottery. I explained to them how the lottery works. I said, you know, if you're in a football pool with 10 other guys or 9 other guys and you each put in $1, what does the winner get? And they said, I don't know, Dad, $10. I said, yeah, exactly. I said, so if you're in the lottery with a million other people and everybody puts in $1 and you win, what do you get? And they said, well, how about $1 million? I said, that would be an interesting answer. But actually, no, it's more like 200,000. They said, what a ripoff. Yeah. And Dutch Lottery doesn't sponsor the show, so I am not worried about it. And I don't know what this is, but Stats Lottery has a big fish eating a little fish. I don't know what the symbolism of that is. Anyway, we better get on to this because we got a lot of stuff to cover. So let's cut this out and go to the PDF, and let's try and find it. Okay, so Amy Houston brought us that. Don't wait for luck to happen. I'll upload this every day. The show notes are available online. Australia announced a short format golf event, 9 holes. Okay, and apparently there's a new rapid fire 2020 format that's shaken up world cricket. You may have heard that. I don't even know what that is. But in this golf event for 9 holes, the scoring has changed. There's a bunch of Asian teams, Tokyo, Shanghai, Seoul, Delhi, and London, Los Angeles, and New York. And the scoring is 10 points for a hole-in-one, 8 for an albatross, which is like a double, which is like, if you get a hole-in-one on a par 5, you could get possibly, I don't know how, maybe Bubba Watson or something. An 8 would be a 2 on a par 5. A 6 would be a 3 on a par 5. That would be a double birdie. And a 4 on a par 5 would be a birdie, and 2 for a par. And what's the advantage of this scoring change is that you're not penalized for taking crazy chances. You're not penalized because you go over par. I mean, you're penalized that you didn't make par, but you can go for the go for the green over the water and over the sand trap and all the hazards, and really pound it. In fact, Bubba Watson did one time. They tried to play the fastest par 5, and you don't have to do just one person. And it was a long dog leg around a lake, and Bubba hit it over the lake, but couldn't get it to the green. He hit it into a sand trap. Another guy put it up from the sand trap up by the pin, and another guy was up there to tap it in. And it was something like 40 seconds or something. They played the par 5, but you need that guy to be able to pound it over the lake. So you heard it here first, folks. I'm pretty sure. Google rolls out area busyness. Okay, there's a feature on Google Maps that highlights the busiest part of town, city, neighborhood, or area you want to visit, and instantly spots areas with more than usual crowds. Okay, so my daughter has a mug that says something like, "I'm going to stay inside and enjoy my coffee. It's just too peoply out there." So now, without even looking out the window, you can find out how peoply it is. And again, heard it here first, folks. I didn't hear that one. I haven't heard that one before. It was first tested in November 2021, and now it's going out. Okay. A pair of jewelry retailers are expecting growth. The reason I put this in, Moriarty's Gem Arts, there's a lot of background on retail that a lot of their business comes in, probably most of their profit comes in November and December. But because of COVID, foot traffic was down, and so they decided to make some changes. And the main thing they did at Moriarty's was pushing its online buying experience to its local customers through physical mail. Physical mail is another word for direct mail or ad mail, or some people even call it junk mail. I'm okay with that. What else can you throw away in your life? Nothing. Okay, so that's an interesting article. You can read all the details about all the other stuff they did, but one of the things they did was increase its use of mail, which I thought was good. Okay, and lastly, let's see. Oh yeah, here's an article. Again, you probably won't have seen this, by Ija Ota from who's with Canon, and he's their B2B sales and marketing director in North Africa, Central and North Africa, which you don't see too many articles on direct mail in North Africa. But Morocco is in the World Cup quarterfinals, I think today, or semifinals today, and they sure did a number on Portugal. We have a lot of sports in here today. I hope you enjoy that. If you're not following it. So direct mail has been around for a long time, but direct mail is demonstrated, and he has some, not case studies, but mentions IKEA and Sky. Direct mail has demonstrated its ability to deliver business outcomes that matter, whether through more engagement. Why do we say more engagement? Because we know who's getting mailed. We know it gets delivered. We know that it gets looked at by a decision maker. It's not just the TV playing in the background. When I was watching the World Cup over the weekend, I was mainly running it was mainly just letting it run in the background and sending invitations to the Jingle Mingle. If you got an invitation on LinkedIn, check your messages. If you got an invitation on LinkedIn, I personally, by hand, cut and pasted that to you, and usually with a personalized note. So I just want you to know that you're special. And we did send out a blanket email, and I will send another one probably today. We had almost about a 40% open rate, which I thought was pretty good, considering that list has been around for a while. And more click-throughs than unsubscribes, which is something, because I don't know everybody on LinkedIn. But I was going back and forth with Matthew Parker today, and he won't be able to make it because it's too late. And Jeff from Gunderson Direct said he couldn't make it because it was too early. So when your organization spans from Europe all the way to California, you have a hard time deciding when to throw a party. But anyway, so Gunderson's having their Christmas lunch, and I don't know what Matthew Parker's doing, but he's busy by that time of night. So that should be about like 8 o'clock at night over there. So it just shows you it's a small world, and we've got direct mail. And EG, if you want to come, I'll try to send you an invite. I think I reached out to you and connected. But anyway, direct mail continues to grow. Oh, back to the engagement. So we know it's delivered. We know it's looked at by a decision maker, not just something playing in the background. And direct mail demands a decision. Direct mail will not throw itself away. You have to decide, am I going to throw it away instantly? Am I going to save it like I saved my Ryan Reynolds tattoo? I may, if it's still around in the summertime, I may put it on just to try it out. I've never even had a temporary tattoo, so that would be weird, but appropriate probably. And so you can throw it away, you can save it, or you can look at it later, or you can make a decision right now. So all of that is engagement, and all of it is more engagement than most digital can command, because for the most part, it does throw itself away. It just goes away. It's like a billboard going down the highway. If you didn't see it, it wasn't there. It's gone. Now you're on somewhere else. So direct mail can be used at multiple touch points. Okay. Points along the buyer journey, and you can test them. And he doesn't really spend a lot of time in talking about testing, but the idea is that you take half the people that are coming to a particular point, like maybe they came to your website and they asked for more information, and it was a week ago. So now you have the option to send them more information because they gave you now their street address. But instead of doing all of them, just do half and see what the causal impact is, right? And that's how we can test along the buyer journey. I'm not a big fan of documenting the buyer journey because my buyer journeys are probably a bit chaotic. I don't usually know what I want. And they're usually short. If I decide I want to buy something, it's done. I buy it. That's all there is to it. I'm relentless about it. Last night it took me 3 hours to buy some tickets that I bought, which I'm very excited about. Shakespeare, front row, opening night. But anyway, so you can test along the buyer journey. And Brian Dillette at LS Direct told me that they test all the time when they do triggered mail, which is the next point in the article. And he said, well, we won't tell his big secret. Call me if you want to find out his big secret. There's a big secret in there. Okay, so Sky used direct mail to re-engage with customers. Apparently they'd canceled their subscription or let it lapse, and effectively restarting another buyer journey. IKEA used different touch points for long-standing customers only. So you don't have to mail everybody. That's the point. Okay, triggered mail. So somebody comes to your website within some specifications that, again, you might want to talk to Brian about. The buyer visits your site, and we can send him or her, we can send them immediately a triggered offer, maybe to drive store traffic. That was a big point in our work with Lovesac. And Brian was key to that. And we were key because we showed them the testing methodologies to find out which offers were the most effective to drive store traffic, which took them from 50 million to 100 million in the 3 years that we worked with them. And they went public, and that's public information. You can see their sales history. So be sure to hold out elements, especially mail, in the buyer journey. You'd like to test other things, but oftentimes there isn't enough engagement to see a real impact in the buyer journey. So you can target them by mail as soon as they've shown interest. You can also use it for cart abandonment. It's a great thing. And you can, you know, well, he reminds us again of IKEA targeting only its most loyal customers. You know, there's a point of diminishing returns, especially if you've been regularly testing with or mailing or selecting with RFM so that you're getting the most recent buyers. Test for increased ROI. I love it that he's, you know, see what works. Trialing, I've never seen that word before. Maybe it's an African word. I'm thinking it means testing, but it's a synonym. So, yeah. And then he says, take these case studies out to the marketplace and you will have steady customers growing their business. And that's it for today. Have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know.